The acai bowl has become one of the more aesthetically successful foods of the social media era. Deep purple, glossy, photogenic, topped with granola and tropical fruit in careful arrangements designed for content rather than convenience. The global acai market has reached $1.5 billion, driven almost entirely by this visual appeal and the wellness narrative that has attached itself to the berry from the Brazilian Amazon. It is a remarkable commercial story. Whether it is also a nutritional one requires more careful examination than the Instagram algorithm tends to supply. The acai berry's nutritional reputation rests primarily on its antioxidant content, particularly anthocyanins, the same class of pigment compounds responsible for the health benefits associated with blueberries and red wine. ORAC scores, a measure of antioxidant capacity tested in a laboratory, were widely used to champion acai as the most antioxidant-dense food ever measured. The FDA subsequently withdrew the ORAC database from its website, concluding that ORAC values had no reliable relationship with in vivo antioxidant activity in the human body. What antioxidants do in a test tube and what they do after digestion, absorption, and metabolism in a living system are genuinely different questions. Nutritional scientists who study anthocyanin bioavailability note that acai's antioxidant compounds are not necessarily more bioavailable than those in blueberries, raspberries, or black currants, fruits that cost a fraction of the price. The omega fatty acid profile of acai pulp is one of its more legitimately distinctive features. Acai contains oleic acid and linoleic acid in meaningful concentrations, which is unusual for a berry. This fat content also enhances the bioavailability of the fat-soluble compounds it contains, a genuine nutritional interaction. However, the acai most Western consumers encounter is frozen pulp that has traveled from Brazil, and processing and freezing do affect the delicate polyphenol compounds, raising questions about how much of the laboratory-measured antioxidant activity survives commercial processing and months of cold chain logistics. The bowl format itself deserves critical examination, because this is where the health narrative frequently comes apart. A typical acai bowl from a juice bar, topped with granola, honey, banana, and coconut flakes, routinely exceeds 500 calories and 50 grams of sugar. This is not a nutrient-dense, low-calorie health food. It is effectively a dessert with superfood credentials attached to it. The acai pulp at the base of the bowl is nutritionally reasonable. The construction around it transforms it into something that a person managing blood sugar or caloric intake should approach with awareness rather than virtue. The Amazon sourcing story is genuinely complicated. Acai palm harvesting can support rainforest preservation by making standing forest economically valuable, which is a legitimate conservation argument. But commercial demand at global scale has also introduced exploitation dynamics into communities that previously harvested acai at subsistence levels. The carbon footprint of shipping frozen pulp globally is substantial, and the comparison to locally available berries, blueberries, blackberries, elderberries, that offer comparable or superior anthocyanin profiles grown within a few hundred miles is a question worth sitting with seriously rather than dismissing for the sake of novelty.